I'm going to paint some kind of darker background around these flowers to contrast them, and rather than just use one colour, I've mixed up several. So I've mixed up a dark green, a dark sort of grey violet, and a lighter blue grey. And what I'm hoping to achieve is a sense of sharp and soft focus. So a flat nylon brush can, to a degree, lift pencil work. So the framework for this window rather, behind the hollyhock, I wanted an impression of that, but a bit of lost and found as well. So this is a little blue grey to start with. I want that to blur on there, but also to be able to make a sharp edge against the flower and the leaf. I'm going to lose that edge, try and keep this suggestion of corrugation along that edge. So I've wetted that area around the flower. I'm going to try putting a little bit of colour variety in this background. Just wetting that area back with the other colour. I think it's going to be more interesting visually to have several colours here. So a little bit of blurred and defined. Leaf. Just blurring of that edge. Bit of the green. I've got a total of 5 brushes on the go with these 3 different colours and a wetting brush and a detail brush. So that's the stem, and the stem has a sort of fibrous edge to it, so I'm going to try and represent that with a blurred edge. That's another lost edge there against the frame. The upper part of the frame is lit, so that can be lifted out. Touches of green, lots of green reflected from all the foliage around in the glass. Different brushes. It's a much darker colour, violet. Let's try and pick up that detail on the edge. Back to the green again. And the edge. Blurring edge. And to stop these edges from drying out, just wet that again. Do more wetting. The edge of the window frame. Just leaving a gap around the flower so that it's possible to make a hard edge there. Although some of that colour blush that was there before will obviously come through. Should have been a bigger gap there, there wasn't any gap. Make that a little bit darker. Damp brush. Re-wetting. Just a little bit of agitation can take that pencil line right back. A little bit of darker colour, green. So the edge description becomes more emphasised. Let's just wet that again. All these dark colours are going to appear lighter when they dry. Purple grey. That's permanent rose ultramarine and a little bit of yellow ochre, making that grey colour. Some ultramarine and cadmium yellow, making a green. Just keep blurring that edge. I'm trying to keep colour variety, so small batches, mixing small batches of colours could be better for this purpose. Let's try and find the blurred edge. Drag that. Bring that leaf and bud out a little bit. Try and make a blurred edge against the stem. So there's the window frame. That's a little bit lighter, bluer. And then that significant edge against the flower. So manageable in chapters like this, small sections rather than all at once, and where I need to stop to work elsewhere, I'll just create a blurred edge. I'm hoping that contrast, you can see variety in the colour, which is typical of glass, reflecting everything that's around it, and then there is the usefulness of these little pockets of really dark colour to contrast the flower. And I'll use the flat brush for blending outwards. So there are pockets of empty, or background rather, negative space, that are too small to wet, I think, or too small to work with a very wet solution and achieve any sharpness of edge. We'll paint into that with the small brush. Just drag the edge against the main stem, because that is quite fibrous. A bit of darker there, and then this interesting little dark area here against the petal. The petal is very much like crumpled tissue paper along the edge. It's just each of these angles reflects a crease or a fold. Yeah, just blur that edge, damp that section. So it's how this background, typically in watercolour, the thing you're not painting, the thing is not that you're painting, one thing to reveal something else. So the thing you're not painting, which is the flower, actually stands out as a result of this emphasis on the background being darker. It's greener there. And blue-violet there. Back into the green. It's this colour variation in background. Back into a sort of blue-green mix. A bit of blue-green. Some yellow-green. And then blurring. Of that edge. So even a limited amount of that really helps the flowers to stand out, stand forwards. So I'm going to work on these little chapters, piece by piece, wetting and allowing colour to dry slowly.